Oh yeah, it feels great.
Stephanie Jeter reporting live with good news in Oakland at the East Oakland Youth Development Center fundraiser at the home of Mr. Brian and Mrs. Nikki Shaw. We're here with Dave Clark, news anchor for KTVU right here in Oakland. Mr. Clark, welcome to Good News in Oakland. It's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Well, it's good to be here with you. It's good to be here with Sean. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for talking to me.
Well, we want to talk to you specifically about the good news that's happening on today. You're a father. You know how important it is to have people like Regina Jackson and the East Oakland Youth Development Center involved in the youth. How important is that?
It's very important. I'm very thankful that they extended an invitation for me to be here. Look, I don't have all the answers. I'm a dad. I have 3 kids. It's important to me not only to support physically, being visible, financially, and to be encouraging to kids. They need us. I get very passionate about this whole issue, particularly as a black man. We have to be leaders. We have to guide our kids. And what they're doing, and I love Regina. I had a chance to be around her at the Black Expo Awards, and I always say I'm tickled black when I see great people who give up their time. There are a lot of people who give up a lot of words, but I checked on her background, the time, how she's touched lives and turned around young men and young women. Those are the kinds of people that I'm proud to use the power of television, as we do on Channel 2, to praise them, to acknowledge them. And that's what I feel impelled to do from this point on for organizations like this. I hunger and thirst for the opportunity to talk about those things, and our kids need to see themselves in a positive light. They need to hear somebody like me on TV pointing out that there's more than one aspect. There are great kids, there are smart kids, there are good-looking kids, and there are great families. And so, you know, I'm relatively new to this particular organization, but I've had a chance to be around it, and I'm happy to say bravo.
Bravo it is. And people like Brian Shaw and other people involved, you know, that's just good news in Oakland. Lastly, you know, how important is it that the media, like you said, cover the youth? We have 34 youth here today that are going on to college. How important is it for the media to cover it?
It's very important. And it's interesting at the particular event that you and I were at recently, it's also important for the media to be told when there are chances to highlight great, smart, talented young people. Yes, it's very important for the media. And the media has to be trained on how to do that too. That's why it's important, and this is not a pat on my back. It's important that there is a Dave Clark. One of the reasons I came here from Los Angeles after years, 20 years on Los Angeles TV, there's a need to have someone who looks like me on television in a position where when there is an opportunity to brag on some great kids, that you have, I don't want to say the power, but you're able to do it. There's a gap, and whenever there's a gap, when something doesn't exist, through the grace of God, you create it. You create it. So yeah, the media has to be trained and influenced. It's not always easy, but sometimes all you need is one. You start with one. So in this particular case, that's what I hope will be like a brush fire.
Well, that's good news, Dave. Thank you so much for accepting the invite to come to this fundraiser on today and then continuing to spread the good news. Thank you for being a supporter of these youth, and especially in our Oakland community, and thank you for being on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I'm happy to be married to that woman standing behind you right there, because she encourages me and is the foundation that I stand on, my wife Rosalind, who just relocated to the Bay Area from LA. So, but thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure to be here.
Good news in Oakland! Oh yeah, it feels great.